Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the latest edition of Sketching the Privateer. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you this Friday. During this broadcast, you may hear a few jets come screaming over my house. I have to apologize for that in advance. We've got the Defenders of Liberty air show going on this weekend, and the Thunderbirds have been practicing right over my roof all week. So don't be surprised if you hear a loud screeching jet coming by. Last year we had the Blue Angels. This year it's the Air Force's team, the Thunderbirds. Hang on a second. Let me set up everything we're going to be sharing today, and I will be right with you. Let's see. I thought I had this all set, but I guess I was wrong. Let's see. Over this way. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Boom and boom. Okay. That should start that. I can go ahead and share it. Now, if you're wondering how I do this broadcast, I actually show you the live feed from my Twitch channel, and I play my brother's music behind it. So let's see, I've got to refresh it, I believe. Yep, there it is. Hit play and bring it up to full screen. Okay, there we go. That's how I share with you what's going on my iPad. I broadcast my iPad to Twitch, and then I show you what's going on there. Because I'm cheap and I don't want to buy the program it's going to take for me to hook this thing straight up to my computer, you know. But anyway, let's see. Which one's my sketching one? I think it's this one right here. Yeah. All right. So let's get into where we're at. And yes, I do play both Injustice and Marvel Contest of Champions. Yes, I do. I like my superheroes, guys. I may not be knowledgeable in comic books like a lot of people, but I do enjoy them, and that's why I'm deciding to do my own. But anyway, here recently, my good friend Gary Kissel over there on Pop Culture Minefield. Really, before I get started, hang on, let's go see who's in the chat real quick before we get going here. All right, it's Christian DeLorme. He's in the house. And, of course, the hardest working wrench in the business. My man Vince Womack is here through Thunderbirds Go. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, let's see. Anybody else in there today? Let's see. No, it's Christian and Vince right now. I'm sure some other people will stop by, but Starfleet Command, right? Yeah, I do have that one in there, I think. Hang on, let's see. Since you asked, let's check it out. I don't have as many on here. Yeah, that's Starfleet Command. That's that one. Yep. That's it. Starfleet Command. But ever since, yeah, you see why I don't play it. I mean, I love Michelle Yeoh and everything, but yo, man, that no, I don't need to play that. But anyway, yeah, let's see. Not yet, he says. But I do love Marvel Contest of Champions, and I love Injustice 2. I actually like the gameplay better on Injustice 2. But Marvel Contest of Champions is just good. Yeah, Star Trek Discovery does make you turn green from ew. I mean, I gave it 2 seasons and about 4 episodes, Vince, is what I gave it. Let me, while we're talking, let me go ahead and show you the progress so far. Guys, I got all the flat colors done on the first page. The first page is just about in the books as far as the artwork goes. I've got to do the highlights and stuff on it, but as you can see, I put the details into the boat. Got that done this week. And what I was alluding to earlier, I've been appearing on Pop Culture Minefield. Gary's Kissel, the guy that runs that channel, is in a big push to get his book done. So he's doing nothing but drinking draws, and we'll talk about that. We'll be pushing that at the end of the show. But yeah, he's doing a lot of work. The only thing missing from this right here is the highlights on it. I've got to go in and do the highlights. But pretty much, I mean, I've pretty much got all the inking done on this. Here, let's take a look so you can see what it looks like. Let's turn the color off. And this is what it looks like without color. Now, I'm one of those guys that likes color in comics, but I understand why people make black and white, but, I really like the colors. But anyway, that's the black work, the ink work I've done on it. And I'm pretty much there. I might tweak something here and there. Really like how the eyes came out, that kind of thing. But anyway, hope you're liking it. And then if you apply the color, I just wanted to see what one of these pages looked like with the color on it. So I went ahead and did the colors here. Tried to match that as far as the Coast Guard colors on the boats is, Of course, we've got the radar here. I'm probably going to do some hazing around that on the highlight. Here, let's go ahead and make our highlight layer real quick. Let's rename that highlights. Okay. That's done. And we'll work on that one. I was thinking like a bright yellow maybe to enhance it. Somewhere in there. And then what I'd want to do is I'd want to look for the effect, right? There's all kinds of different effects on here. First thing I'd want to do is pick a texture for it, which I don't know. Let's see what they've got here. They've got some crazy stuff here, man. They really do. Crazy stuff. Elements. Look at that, oceans. I could probably use that for highlighting on the oceans. I mean, they've got different things that you can use, right? Spray paints. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. Let's see. Let's go with burst. And what I want to do is I want to go into burst, and I want the opacity to be knocked down, right? So let's see, properties. I think this is going to be under properties. Maximum opacity. Okay. So let's bring that opacity down a little bit. Let's try it at 50. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to just draw around. Well, did it do the whole? Oh, that's way too big. That's too big. You see what it's doing? Okay. So we've got to make that a lot smaller. We've got to make that a lot smaller. So let's go in there. Well, that's preview size. Not worried about that. Brush behavior, maximum size. Here we go. It's on 400%. Let's bring that way down. Let's bring it around 25. Okay. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? Is that playing for you? Let's see. Stream also today in about 2 hours time. Is that, yeah, is Gary's doing another one at 3 o'clock today? Yes, he is. Absolutely. I'll be busy getting ready for work, but music is 5 by 5, he says. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so I want to come in here with that pencil and give it some. That may be too small. It doesn't even look like I'm doing anything. Yeah, that's not going to do it, is it? Okay, so we went too small. Okay, so we know that that's too small. Let's go back into the brush. Let's bring it up to. Let's try 50. Because 400 was too much. So let's try 50. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there we go. I think 50 is going to do it. I just wanted to. Yeah, I'm just tapping this though. About 4 taps is all it needs. Now let's pull it back and see what it looks like. Yeah, that makes it stand out, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. I was telling Gary I really want this to look like an old school. Okay, see, yeah, this is okay. That has to do with the jitter and stuff, and yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think we can do that a little bit better with a brush, though. Let's try this one. Oh no, let's go with medium nozzle. Medium nozzle, and let's match what we already had on that other one on the properties. Let's take that. Let's make it maximum size of 50. And then let's see how it does. Yeah, that's doing what I want it to do. It's most definitely doing what I want it to do. But it's going on thicker than the other one, but that's cool. That's what I want it to do right there. I just want to go over the green lines a little bit. Make that stand out a little bit. And we might go back to that other brush and make it a little bit, make it stand out a little bit more. Ooh, that's too. Yeah, did you see that? I put too much pressure on it. Let's just slowly glide that across there. Is that too much? Yeah, it's lost the effect, hasn't it? So let's just bring it back. We just have to tappy, tappy, tappy and make it disappear. See, look. Just bing, 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 bing. Complete with sound effects. I think we just leave it on the dots there. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Low Spec is in the house. What's up, Penguin Master? Good to see you. Let's see. I think I checked in with you last night. I'm not sure. When I'm at work, I don't remember what I'm actually watching. I check in on several streams when I'm at work. So. I know I did check out Thursday Night Throwdown on Comics Divisions. I try to be there every time. But another thing I was looking at is the blonde hair on this guy looks like it needs to be a little bit more of a contrast to the skin. What do you think, fellas? I think we take that color right there. Hell, let's go with the radar color. Let's just make it the same and see what happens. Let's go to our color. And we'll use that color yellow. And let's make it a little bit more bright. And let's go in there with a syrup pencil. Where's the ones? Okay, there it is. Syrup. All right. That's my syrup pencil, and let's go ahead and fill that in. Yeah. I think that's going to be more contrast than the other color was. Yeah, the other one was kind of dim. We want that to look blonde. All right. By the way, you're listening to Sharkin' for Pearls. That's my brother's band. He's hard at work at the next album, guys. He's lost his mind, my brother has. But yeah, I think that's going to look better with the blonde on there. Now, another thing I want to look at here is let's go back to that highlight and let's take that and let's hit some white in there. And let's make sure it's white. Yeah, that looks white, but what you do is you go to the background color. I'll set it there. Okay, so now let's go back to the ink. No, to the highlight. Okay. And we're going to come in here and actually, no, we don't need white. What we need to do is erase the yellow, I think. So let's erase just barely right in here. That's a little much. We want to erase just a little bit of the white. Make that a white dot. Yeah, I think that's going to make it stand out a little bit more. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But anyway, as you can see, I worked on everything. I even made those two little tear ducts a little pink there, you know. I had them way too red to begin with. But, you know, you could really go crazy and put veins in his eyes and stuff, and I don't want to do that. But, yeah, man. Worked this one out on Gary's channel, and then I got to work on the last thing I worked on, and here, I'll show you the video of it while we're yakking. My last video. Here we go. Yeah, here you go. Show you the vid, guys, so you can see all the work and how it's come out, right? All together. Night before I stopped by, huh, Penguin? Yeah, Penguin. I keep calling him Penguin because you know he puts the Linux symbol up there, the Penguin. I call him the Penguin Master. But anyway, yeah, man, been having a lot of fun working on this. Got the first page pretty much done. All I have to do really is do the highlights on it, and that's just the artwork. Then I have to do all the guys. All I've got's a broad outline for the script. Okay, let me see if I can bring that up real quick and show you guys. Let's see, where do I have that at? I have it down here. Is it under that? Yeah, I guess it is. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Hang on. Close that. Okay, there we go. Where is... Okay, I'm confused. I know I've got it on here. If I lost it, I'm in trouble. Let's see. There it is. Scripts. And that's the first script. And basically, guys, what I've got here is... As soon as that's done running this course, I'll show you. But, well, actually, I think I can put it in there about the same place here. Let's take that and scoot it over. Well, come on, you. We'll scoot it over here a little bit so you can keep watching the video. And then what I'll do is I'll reduce this and bring it over. Live stuff here, guys. This is the script I'm working off of, and it's pretty much broad. It's just a plot. Okay, this is just a plot of it. All right, and I've got the plot for each page just so I can draw it. The some of the what do they call it? Some of the lines, you know, what the characters actually say. Some of the script is here, but not much. You know, I've got to go ahead and flesh out the dialogue. There it is. There's the word I'm looking for. The dialogue. I've got to flesh that out and put it together. But as you can see, and you can see this if you go to my Subscribe Star page, it's up there already. I think you only have to pay $1 to read this. The plot for the first issue is already there. If you want to know what's going on with this book before it even comes out, it's out there. You just have to, you know, pay for it. But anyway, yeah, let's get this over here so I can finish checking this out. But yeah, that's all the work I did. Of course, this isn't as detailed. When you're watching the time-lapse video, you're not seeing all the details of it. But you can see I've been inking my butt off on this thing. And that's, you know, kudos to Gary. He's got us both concentrating a lot more on our book, you know. I get busy during the week and, you know, life goes on, man. But I really need to, like Gary, I need to get mine done because I'm not getting any younger, right? But you guys know about me. I'm going to get my mother soon, so that's going to come first. Okay, where did I work next? I think it's up here. Yeah, I put a silhouette of the sailor up there, right? And then I started working on all the colors, you know. That's right, Vince. The script and more is on Subscribe Star. If you pay $1 on my Subscribe Star, you can see all the written stuff. Matter of fact, I need to go ahead and put the script. I've got the first 2 scripts already written. I need to write the third one. But not script. The plot. Okay, there's 2 things. Plot and script. Script is with the dialogue. This is just the plot. You write something like this and give it to the artist so they can work on it. And I'll tell you where I learned all this stuff, guys. It's a book that I had when I was a kid, and I read it cover to cover, and it's called the P.A.T.R.I.O.T book. Let me see if I can find it on here. I'll show it to you guys. But anyway, yeah, I worked on... Let me draw this back so you can see what I worked on here. Yeah. The next thing I worked on after I got that top panel done was my fellas there in the cabin. Anyway, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. All I did was type in Marv. I guess this thing must read my microphone or something. There it is, right there. They've got copies of it on eBay that you can get, but the Wikipedia's got a good enough picture of it. But this was it right here. Hang on. Get it as big as I can get it here. That's as big as I can get it, but And then of course I did the bottom part with the eyes and everything. So yeah, I got all of that fleshed out, man. That one is done. That page is finito. But this is the script I'm using, man. It's called the Marvel Tryout book from 1983, from my senior year in high school. This thing came out, and what it was I believe it was 30 pages, and you did every job you had to do in a comic book. Okay, it started. I think the first 5 pages. I'm trying to think. It went backwards. I think the first 5 pages didn't have any script in the bubbles. Okay, so you had to do the lettering, and then the next 5 pages you had to do the colors, and then the next 5 pages you had to ink, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was every job that was in a comic book, and then the last 5 pages were blank, and all they did was no. Let me think. I think the last 5 pages didn't have anything. You wrote the end of the book. You wrote the plot, which is what I was just showing you that I had. But the next 5 pages were you had to pencil, and that one I really liked. I like doing my pencils. You know, I'm a big fan of pencils. So, it's Christian Delorme in the house, and Chaya Miller is here. She says, I'm catching the live stream. Hey, I've missed sketching the Privateer so much. It's good to see you, young lady. You must be busy. Everybody gets busy. Know that. And she's saying hi to everybody. Deflated today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. But anyway, so the next page I was working on is the actual announcement. I call it the announcement page, but it's the first splash page of the thing. And what I started working on was the helicopter. I've got the broad strokes in there, and it's really easy to have the Privateer logo in there. That's simple. I just copy and paste that. But the work on the helicopter is what I was having fun with the last show I did with Gary. It was pretty cool. As you can see, I had already started doing the guys and everything. And I'm going to work on this some more today before we get out of here. But I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that I've done during the week. But the last show I did with him, this is what I worked on right here, was the helicopter and the details of it. And I found some really good pictures of a Hind helicopter and got to work on it. And those things in the front of that thing are windshield wipers, is what they are. I did not know that. Those 2 cockpits right there, the stacked cockpits on that thing, those are windshield wipers on there. So anyway, did a bunch of work on that thing, and that's where I'm gonna step off back into today. As you can see, the contrast on the helicopter is a lot more now that I've got that in there, right? A lot of black. So I've got to continue with this here. And this is pretty much just above a sketch level thing, right? But I need to bring the sketch back in. Okay, so let's bring that back in there so I can see what I sketched. And let's go ahead and flesh out the boat itself. Now what we're going to do is much like, okay, in the last page, you see here at the bottom, you see the surprise lines, right? The Kirby shock lines kind of thing. If you watched the video, you saw that I had to erase on both the inked part of the page and, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that back in there. Hang on a second. Let's get the black going. Let's make sure we're on ink. And let's tighten up these lines here. I see where they need some help. Let's get that on Bakersville. All right. We'll take that. Go ahead and tighten this up. And then, because I accidentally erased the line on the outside, so let's go ahead and tighten all that up. Well, shoot. For some reason, I'm doing it too low. There we go. I just needed to aim a little bit higher there. That'll be good enough. And let's see, we get this. But anyway, that's what the bullet lines are going to look like in the helicopter one. I'm going to have to do that same thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep drawing and just not even worry about those lines, because I'll have to come back and fix them like I'm doing now, right? So last little wiggle. Okay. I know this is finicky little stuff, but it's important. Okay, so that's a done deal. Now let's go back over to the other one. All right, so let's continue to draw our boat. Now I want to, you got to look at your reference material, right? Let's take a look. Okay, this is different. So I need to make that, need the front of the boat to match that, right? So I've got to fix that. Let's go back over. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of one line here. This particular line right here. We're going to get rid of it. And then we're going to go ahead and get... Oh! I forgot I was racing. Make sure we got the right pencil. Okay. So we're going to take that. We're going to draw that down that way. And then this will be the nose of the ship, right? And the great thing about using an iPad is you can sit there and move it in any direction you need it for whatever angle you need. And then this, we might have to get rid of that completely to get a good clean line here. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that. Eraser, just get rid of this line. And do I sound like Bob Ross? By the way, guys, you got to watch Gary today. He bought it. John O'Staines sent him a Bob Ross wig. He is dressing up like Bob Ross, and it's fantastic. Love it. But anyway, we were talking the last time I was on his channel about, how when we're drawing, we're always teaching. And he's the same way. He does the same thing. If I ask him a question, he stops right in the middle of drawing, and he goes through the program and shows me what he's doing, which is very cool. Because really, us artists like to share the knowledge if we have it, Look, let there be no doubt. Our talent is God-given, I believe. Now, that's just me. But, I really don't think I would have been able to do this unless I was born to do it. Yeah, you learn some techniques and stuff. But most creative folks, they're born with it. Let's see. Now that's too straight. I want a curve on that. We may have to curve it all the way through that dude. Let's see. I want this. Yeah, his arm's pretty much going to cover that top one, isn't it? It's almost, look at that. It's right in line with it. Let's go ahead and draw that out. Just draw it slowly. Well, hang on. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the sketch for a second so I can see what's there and what's not, because some of these lines are so dark. Okay, that one's already there, so let's back that off. Boom, boom, and boom. Okay, now we should be without that line on that side. Let's see. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so Now let's get this and bring it. Oh, I'm just not putting enough pressure on it, am I? There we go. Let's go ahead and draw that out. And it pops straight. Come on, guy. You know what? That's good enough to me. You know, sometimes I think I've drawn a good enough curve, and I think I have that time. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's good enough to me. Okay. So let's get back in there. And by the way, if you don't want to, what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to go into this guy right here. Okay. With the eraser. Let's turn off the pencil one. And I'm going to have to go in here and, you know, erase through the lines, right? Well, there's a way to get around that. And I'm fitting to show you what it is. We just back that up. Get rid of the line we drew. Okay, now, this is what you can do. You can add a layer. Don't even have to name this one because you're only going to use this layer for one thing. You're going to use it for one thing. You're going to use it just to make this curve, right? You're going to take it. It's on erase. Shit. All right. You're going to take it and draw that one line that you need. And it held the curve that time. Nice. Okay, so I've done it on a new layer, right? Now all I got to do is get the eraser out and erase it where I don't want it to be, and I'm not messing up my existing lines, right? I just erase it where I don't want it to be, which is all in here where he's at, right? Because it's in front of him, right? And then once you've done that, then you can take it and do, let's see, I think, yeah, it's right here. Merge down. You hit merge down and it makes it part of the other one. Voila. There you go. I didn't have to mess up all my lines doing that. Neat, huh? See? I'm always teaching you a way to do something. How about that? If we turn off the sketch, you see that worked out perfectly, right? Voila. But yeah, you can create a layer and merge it down or merge it up, whatever you want to do. But I would shy away from doing it too much because you don't want to merge everything all together, because then if you make a mistake, then you really are in trouble, you know? But let's take a look at what we want to do here. Now, always remember, as you can tell from the helicopter, where's our light source? Top right. I always default to top right unless it's something for dramatic effect. Hang on, let's see. Let's see. Christian says, lunch over and back to the road. A good day all. It's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. I believe in God-given talent. Yes. That's what mine is. Anyway, that's for sure. God given me two left hands. Now, everybody's got a talent. It's just different things. That's all. I'm one of those lucky people who are born with it. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I couldn't have been drawn, I don't think, at the age of 8 if I wasn't made to do that with this brain of mine and the physical skills of it, you know. Maybe she was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Exactly. Very nice. I was thinking the same thing. Thinking, she says both are true. Shia Miller says both are true. You're a good sport, young lady. Okay, so top right is our color source. So the hat, what's going to go on with the hat? Well, I believe the hat, we're gonna take it. I think this right here, just about everything underneath this thing's going to be black, I think. I believe what we'll do is maybe create a shade look like this. We'll get our Bakersfield. We got it. We're on black. Let's make sure we're on ink. Yeah, we're on ink. We're going to take that. We're going to give it a curve this way. And then on the inside of the hat, we're going to give it something like this. And I was thinking to shade there, but I'm really, you'll see where I'm going here in a second. What I want to do now is I want to fill. That's what I want to do. I want to fill. And I want to fill here where the light wouldn't be. Okay. And I'll have to get out the syrup pen and do the rest of that, because I put those hashes in there. I'm not going to sit there and tap all of that. So let's get syrup out here. Let's go ahead and fill that in. Yeah, that's the lack of light right there, right? Because it's underneath where the light's not hitting. The light would be hitting the hat. So the inside of the hat, you wouldn't see it, it'd be dark, right? And then let's go ahead and we'll stick with syrup. We just have to draw lightly. This is where we're going to have some hashes. We'll get some color there. Same here. Oh, hang on. Let's back out of this. Well, you know what? I don't need to back out of that. If we go over a little bit, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and I like that. Now this side of the hat is going to be shaded as well. But I always like to make my shade lines run in line with the surface, if you understand what I'm saying. And this is the front of the hat, so we're going to hash it this way. All right. And the light will be fine on the rest of it. Now, there we go. Okay, so that looks good for that. Now his hair is black. The sun's going to hit it right here. So let's go ahead and... Come on, give me my pen. Let's go ahead and fill in. He'd be mad at his barber if he had a line like that. Okay, so one thing I'm forgetting to do on this. I'm forgetting to draw the curve and hold. Okay, there we go. I'll just fill this in back here. I mean, I guess we could make that solid black. The whole part of his head. We might end up doing that. But I'm thinking we're going to put a different color in there. Like something a little bit lighter than black. Like a dark charcoal gray kind of thing. Now the edge, though, we want to, no matter how short the haircut is, you still got to... It's still got to look like there's hair there, right? So let's go put those hashes in there. And actually, let's erase that line there. And this one. Up to the ear. And then let's turn on the sketch. And let's put in some hashes. Put in some hashes. All right. Okay. So I think that's going to be, we need to show. We might shade more of this, though. If we want it to look black, it needs to be mostly black, right? So let's just do an area about this size on the back side. How's that? Yeah, let's do that. And what we'll do is we'll take a circle, draw a circle. Right about there. And then we'll take, now here's what we got to do though. This is very important. Watch, guys. We got to turn off that sketch, get in here, and fill in. Got to get in here and fill in. It must be solid if we're going to do this. I mean, I could fill it in with the syrup pencil, but why do that when we can easily just take this, make sure there's no gaps, right? Okay, it doesn't look like there's any gaps. We'll take that, and then we'll hit the fill-in tool. There we go. Done. Now, I know, it looks like there's a bullet in his head, right? There's a big blank spot. We're just going to hash. First of all, we're going to take that syrup pencil. We're going to fill in all these white dots because there are going to be stray white dots wherever you drew lines at, right? So we want to fill all that in. And then fill in everything around the circle. And then I'll take the eraser. We'll use the syrup on the eraser and just give it a tap here and there. Make it a jagged edge. One of my favorite movies, by the way. If you've never seen Jagged Edge, watch it. It's awesome. Glenn Close and Jeff Bridges. Awesome movie. He is an Iceman. He is a monster. My favorite quote from that movie. It's awesome. But anyway, so there you go. We got that. And then, just to make sure that it looks like it's black, we can put scatter some hashes in there. Because it is, short curly hair. Right? We definitely want to show that it's hair, so we'll pop some through here. Towards the center, we'll make it scattered, but around the edges, we'll tighten it up and put more of it in there. But anyway, I'm thinking a color like, a super light gray. Do I have a color one going yet? No, I don't. So let's start a layer of color. That's right. I'm so old. I have an AOL email. We're gonna type in color. Only one L in color, you big dummy. All right, we're gonna put that below. Well, okay. It's been renamed. Cool. All right, now grab it. I know I can grab this thing. No. I want to move it. I know I can move this thing. Come on, really? There we go. Okay, so we're going to take that color and put it underneath with the syrup. And you can't even tell, can you? Look at that. Unless you zoom in, you really can't tell. All right? So we might go with one a little bit lighter. Not much lighter, though. maybe about there. Trial and error, boys and girls. Trial and error. Yeah, I think that's going to work right there. There you go. How about that? Whoops. Okay. So it's going to be something like that. There you go. Right? But I guess I could have put that in with the highlights later on. We'll see. We'll play with it. And I do need to look at some references. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to end at today, guys. We got a little bit of work done, but I just wanted to show you a lot of the stuff that I've been doing on Gary's streams. Yeah, we're well on our way, boys and girls. Well on our way. Let's get this thing rolling, right? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. It looks confusing so far. I'm not sure what she's talking about. Mr. Joe, perhaps, is it possible you may be doing too much with the hat? Yeah, it's very possible. We'll take a look at it whenever I put the color on that. Hang on. Let's look right now. So I think I have that blue right here. Let's go on the color section. Now remember, I'm not putting a highlight in here. I'm just putting the color in. That's all I'm doing. You know what? If I was smart, I'd do this the smart way. Fill in around the edges. Make sure I got a solid line. And then fill it, right? There we go. And take my fill tool and fill it. Okay. And then we'll take this and fill it in. You're right. I may be doing too much on this hat. Let's take a look at it now. Let's go back to the ink. Let's go back to the ink part. Get the eraser out. And let's get rid of the bill. Whoop. Let's get rid of the lines of the bill. Let's see how it looks. Maybe just keep some of the hashes there. What you think? Whoop. Short strokes. Now, I definitely want to keep that on the inside of the hat, because the inside of the hat, I might have been better off just making that whole thing black. But I definitely want the front of the hat shaded. And yeah, does that look better? What do you think? Does that look better? A little bit less? A little bit less work on it? Because, let's see. Why does he have a large bald spot? Just slap a hoodie on him and done. No, I can't do that. He's in the military, man. He's wearing a uniform. Slap. Why does he have a large bald spot? I'm just trying to show that the light's heading from that direction. That's all. My father has an AOL. Yeah, that's because we're old. Let's see. We want more. We want more. I know, but I can only do it for an hour before work. So it looks good. Yeah, you like it, huh? Okay. Yeah, I might have gotten too busy with the hat. You guys see something like that? Point it out to me, man. Because I'm sitting here looking at, I need to keep looking at reference material. I need to keep looking at my man Ross Andrews' work, because that's what I want it to look like. She said, yeah, it's better. It's not as busy, right? Yeah. Okay. Very cool. All right, boys and girls, that's where we're at today on Sketching the Privateer. We will continue this work next week. Actually, I'll be continuing it all week. And let me let you guys know what's going on with that. Vince is putting all the links in there, and he also tells you what we all say in YouTube: like and subscribe, boys and girls, please, and thank you. No, thank you for being here, Chai. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you know you're watching Sketching the Privateer. We do this every. Oh, wait a minute. I have to change the music. Danny has a specific song he wants me to play at the end of this show when I'm doing this. There we go. That's what's supposed to be on there. So, you know, you're watching Sketching the Privateer. We do this every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. I'm sorry. I'm working on other stuff back here while you've got the thumbnail in front of you. Excuse me. Come back and check it out next Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time as I do more work on the story of America's pirate Patriot, the Privateer. Tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, go check out Gaming Night with John on Pop Culture Minefield as he continues his assault on Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. Knock and Jed will be there, and Martin Acosta Santana to give him as much grief as possible. So go check that out on Pop Culture Minefield's channel tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, you know, the Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday. Everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2024 through today's headlines. The Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Now, real quick, let me pop a thumbnail in here because I have forgotten to upload it on my art stream. No, I didn't. There it is right there. We got a draw stream coming up Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. Like I said, on Pop Culture Minefield, if it's one of Gary's shows, like usually we do Military Monday, we're doing a draw stream until he's done with the book. He's only got a few pages left on Vindicated. He's going to be working on his book. I'm going to be working on mine. So come check it out at 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday morning on Pop Culture Minefield. Anima, Martin Acosta Santana, and some others may be there. We've had Glenn Fleming on there, who's a comic book dude, and Comic Relief Crusaders shown up on that show too. So you guys come check it out as we work on our comic books on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. And then, of course, I start my streaming week. There's actually only 2 episodes of this left. Or wait. Let me back up. It's Only Talking Roll comes your way on That 70s Rock Fans channel on Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. Not sure what he's doing this week, but his show, I'll be there on Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. So come check it out. I'm not sure what we're doing. I think he's leaning towards a Canon Film Club meeting. So who knows what movie it'll be, because they made a bunch of them. But anyway, you guys come check it out Monday on That 70s Rock Fans channel at 4 p.m. Central Time. And then Papa Joe Gamer After Dark has only got 2 episodes left, guys. My mother's moving home. I go to get her on April 15th. I will be back here with her on the 23rd. I'll be on vacation that whole week. You might see me do some live stuff from Maine while I'm there, just to show you how gorgeous it is up there. But Mom's moving home with me, so I won't be up late drinking and playing video games, because she'll be living right next door to this studio. So you guys come check it out. We only got 2 episodes left. We're going to be playing DC Universe Online this Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time. I think this show is going to move to Monday at 6 p.m. right after That 70s Rock Fans show. So you guys come check it out. Only got two more late nights with Papa Joe Gamer. We're going to play DC Universe this week, and I think we're going to play Madden next week on the final episode. So anyway, you guys come check it out. 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. Wednesday, it's our pop culture show, State of the Atmosphere. We had a great show last week, 2 days ago on Wednesday. If you guys missed that one, go check it out. The replay, it was great. We talked about Wings Hauser passing away and how bad Snow White went and everything. And we talked about a bunch of nerd stuff, man. But anyway, you guys come check it out. The Pop Culture Show. We talk about all the movies, TV shows, and stuff, and comic books and video games every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. You guys come check it out then. And then, of course, that's puts us right back around here. And on Wednesday, right before State of the Atmosphere, it's another drink and draw. So I'm actually doing that twice a week with Gary. So you guys check it out on Pop Culture Minefield on Wednesday at 3 p.m. I'll be on there drawing some more of the Privateer. So that's it, boys and girls. Let's check in with the chat one more time and see what everybody's saying. She said, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Chai. It's good to see you again. And then, of course, Vince has got all the links up there. You guys like, share, subscribe. If you really want to know what's going on with the comic book and everything that goes with it, it's all on my Subscribe Star. Joe's Atmosphere on Subscribe Star. So go check it out. Chaya says, it's been fun. It's good to see you, young lady. Glad to see you're back watching. And Vince says, cheerio, guys and gals. Stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a wonderful weekend. And you know what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to always tell you, I want you to have fun, be safe, and until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.